The lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. It's a beautiful morning and we have a lot to dive into as Arsenal news. We are diving into the latest around the club. We are talking Jurrien Timber. The second bid has been submitted this early morning on Monday. We are talking Xavi Simons. Arsenal are trying to sign him on a cut price before he goes back to PSG. We are also talking Piers Morgan. He says that Cristiano Ronaldo could have won Arsenal the Premier League due to his pedigree, experience and winning mentality that Arsenal lacked during the end of the season. Arsenal, could we have won the title with Ronaldo in the side last campaign? Let me know in the comment box below. We are talking about that as well. And Kai Havertz is going to be announced as an Arsenal player this week. The medicals are completed according to Fabrizio Romano. As we reported yesterday, Havertz medicals completed, shot number 29 incoming. He's gonna be a new Arsenal signing. Let's get this video to 500 likes. Smash the likes, smash the like button. Jurrien Timber to Arsenal is very, very close. Fabrizio Romano, they're confirming that the second bid has been sent in and Arsenal and Ajax are now inches away from agreeing a deal for the Netherlands international. How are we feeling? It's a brand new week. Like I said yesterday, there's going to be a lot of things happening in this one. There will be something on Declan Rice. There will be something on Jurrien Timber. And we are highly likely to hear the announcement of Kai Havertz. We're going to be diving into much of the stories around Arsenal. But let's start off with the new Jurrien Timber second bid that is an exclusive from Fabrizio Romano. And it says Arsenal have submitted the second offer second proposal to Ajax in order to get the Jurrien Timber deal done this week. Talks advancing between the clubs after 30 million bid rejected. Personal terms are agreed a week ago on a 5-year deal, just like we reported on Arsenal's, Cossy's Arsenal podcast just last week. And of course, here, according to Eduardo Hagen, we are talking that Arsenal are getting closer to signing Jurrien Timber. The second bid is worth between 45 million euros to 48 million euros, exclusively released by Fabrizio Romano there. 45 to 48 million euros. That is very close to 38 million pounds to around 45 million pounds. Arsenal fans, how are we feeling this morning? What do you think about this early bid? Look, I think it's a strategy that Arsenal have been using every single week now, and it's a strategy that we're using every single week. We bid for Kai Havertz on Monday, we got the deal done on Wednesday, and the player did his medicals on the weekend, and the deal was done. We have also done the same thing. Second bid for Jurrien Timber on Monday. Probably Ajax could agree to this maybe tomorrow, maybe later today, maybe on Wednesday. And of course, if the deal gets agreed between the two teams, the player does his medicals on the weekend, he can also be an Arsenal player by the end of this week. So the second bid has gone in now. Arsenal really very, very confident on this one. Our 30 million pound bid was turned down, but the new deal is believed to be around 45 million euros to 48 million euros. That is not bad money, in my opinion, and I think we've significantly added to what we went in with the last time. I think the last time Arsenal went in, it was around 40 million euros. That is what Arsenal put onto the table. Now it is between 45 to 48. I think a deal will be done in that region. I don't see Ajax as a club that are hugely interested in in overpricing players. They will sell you an expensive player, trust me. Anthony, Matthias De Ligt, Frankie de Jong, they will sell you an expensive player if they feel that player is going to go for the right amount of money. And of course, they will not sell a player who they think is not worth that. So for me, Jurrien Timber, 45 to 48 million euros, that should do the deal. Fabrizio says that Arsenal are now very confident, both clubs edging closer and closer and closer. Mikel Arteta is now closing in on the second signing of the summer. It's quite very interesting to see that we were one of the sides in the last 10 years. We've been a club that has to wait until deadline day. We've been a club that has been doing their business in August, in the back end of the transfer window. Now we are one of the clubs setting the example. Of course, after Real Madrid, like Madrid, the way they do their business is they are cheating the transfer market. They don't give anyone time to negotiate deals. like when they open the transfer window, Madrid is closing their business. Is closing their business. It's absolutely genius from them. It's absolutely, they're cheating. But anyway, Arsenal are following in the footsteps of Real Madrid. Second week of the transfer window, Arsenal are closing their second deal. And of course, all these are priority signings. All these are priority targets. Don't say, Cossy, what about Declan Rice? Why aren't we signing Declan Rice first? Look, I told you last week that it doesn't make any sense for Arsenal to fight for one player and lose out on the other targets. And that is something we've done over the years. We lost, when we signed Peter Cech, we lost Benzema, we lost Gonzalo Higuain. We lost so many signings because we were concentrating on one, and then after that we go to the other. Now that we have a lot of cash to splash, we have a bigger team and a much wiser and more intelligent team led by Edu and Mikel Arteta. We can do negotiations on different fronts, and it is really working. You get Jurrien Timber, you get Kai Havertz. Those are two of your priority targets. Even if you don't get Declan Rice, it is not a bad window at all, especially in the eyes of Mikel Arteta, who thinks that Jurrien Timber and Kai Havertz are such very good additions. So Jurrien Timber, 22-year-old Netherlands international, is now set to join Arsenal. We reported last week that a 5-year deal was agreed with the player. It's going to be until 2028, earning close to £89,000 per week. That will be rising to £100,000 per week. So if anything develops on this one, I'm going to keep you posted throughout the day on Jurrien Timber. Trust me, guys, Jurrien Timber, by the end of this week, Arsenal, according to Fabrizio Romano, want to get it done. They say Arsenal have submitted their second offer to Ajax in order to get the Jurrien Timber deal done this week. Talks advancing between clubs after £30 million opening bid was rejected. We'll be talking much about this one, trust me, throughout the day and throughout the week as well. But Jurrien Timber is not the only Netherlands international Arsenal trying to sign this summer. We are also now trying to sign Xavi Simons from Paris. Not Paris Saint-Germain. I was about to say Paris Saint-Germain, but of course they do have a buyback clause. But he is at PSV Eindhoven. What is PSV in full? I'm not really sure about that. But Arsenal trying to sign Xavi Simons from PSV. The player has a buyback clause to PSG. So I think PSG could trigger that €6 million buyback clause, especially if the manager that will sign for PSG trusts Xavi Simons. Now, according to Fabrizio Romano, the player has not made any decision at the moment. Arsenal still waiting. All the world is still waiting for Xavi Simons to decide. Now, look, he's had a very good campaign at PSV. I mean, I've told you that he's one of the players that really gave us a hard time when we played PSV in the Europa League group stages last campaign. Such a quality player, such a quality lad. And with Arsenal maybe looking to bolster their options, in those forward areas. I've heard that he can play as a left winger, right winger, and maybe false nine. I really do not understand the profile of Xavi Simons. I just look at him on the pitch and I appreciate the talent. But if I was to do, more digging, it would actually take me some time. But I will do more digging on Xavi Simons. Now, Arsenal are looking to do this deal at a cut price. It's something that I think we should definitely be looking to do, in the market. Like Manchester City got Alexander Zinchenko for a very small fee, and they sold him at Arsenal for around 30 million in terms of profit. So we should be doing such deals. Xavi Simons, maybe from PSV, you sign him for 10 million euros or even less than that. If the deal is doable, you can sell him for a very huge fee. The likes of Arda Güler as well, the Turkish wonder kid at Fenerbahce. If we can get those deals done for very small fees, and then we can sell those players, at very high fees, that actually means that we are running a very sustainable model. But that is also happening. Xavi Simons is on Arsenal's radar, but Arsenal will only take him, one, if the player wants to join, and two, if there is a cut price deal to be done. Who doesn't love a cut price deal? Especially Arsenal. Like, we've always been the club associated and linked and affiliated with cut price deals. Here again, we are trying to get Xavi Simons on a cut price. I don't think it's a priority for Mikel Arteta. I don't think it's a priority for Arsenal. If you get him, it's a good day. If we do not get him, no problem at all. This week, Kai Havertz is going to be announced as an Arsenal player. That is fingers crossed, and I'm crossing my fingers as I say this, because at times, Arsenal delay announcements. And this is one of those announcements that could be delayed just to wait for any developments in the Declan Rice deal. Because listen, I highly reckon that Kai Havertz could be announced as early as today. But then I also have a feeling that Arsenal will want to drag it on until all the excitement in it is actually sucked out. People love a transfer. I do love a good transfer. And a Kai Havertz, maybe not the best transfer that anyone would have hoped for. I've seen, according to my metrics on my channel, Timber is the most liked transfer target at Arsenal, followed closely by Moises Caicedo, followed closely by Declan Rice, and Kai Havertz is like third of fourth, and then Romeo Lavia below there. So it might not be the most interesting one for the fans, but it is surely a signing we have done from our arch rivals. We've done a signing from our neighbors. We should announce it with the excitement. We should create some excitement when we announce Kai Havertz. Medical's done, completed, like I reported over the weekend. Thank you so much for joining me over the weekend. By the way, it was absolutely massive. Yesterday, we were clocking up to 80,000 views in one day. That was absolutely massive. So Kai Havertz medicals, like if you've been following, Kai Havertz medicals were completed over the weekend. Shirt number 29 is his preferred number, and it is highly likely that he will take on the shirt number from Marouane Chamakh, who actually had, I was looking at Marouane Chamakh's numbers at Arsenal, and I was actually surprised that he was such a quality player. Like, not quality to the likes of Alexis Sanchez, but I think he was slightly better than the likes of Yaya Sanogo, and he deserves more respect. And I can no longer now put him in that category of the likes of Yaya Sanogo. He was much better than that. By the time I really remember, Arsenal didn't have a good striker ever since Eduardo. I don't remember Arsenal signing a prolific striker until Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, because even Alexander Lacazette coming in, he didn't actually work out. He just added to that long list of French strikers that were coming through the door, and they were not giving us anything quality. Giroud, Lacazette, Chamakh, they were just coming to the side because Arsene Wenger was manager, but they never really, proved a point. They never really proved the point of being very, very good strikers. So Kai Havertz, shirt number 29, will be announced potentially this week. We wait and see what's going to come out of that. Now, Piers Morgan today in the morning on the TalkSport Breakfast Show, which actually has been always hosted by Arsenal fan Laura Woods. Now it won't be hosted by Laura Woods anymore. I think this will be her last week on the TalkSport Breakfast Show. But Piers Morgan has said that Ronaldo could have won Arsenal the Premier League last campaign. And of course, to back his argument is the pedigree, the winning mentality, and the I have been there effect of Cristiano Ronaldo. He says if Arsenal had not let Ronaldo join Al Nassr and we signed him in January, probably he could have been a game changer for Arsenal in the title race. What are we thinking about that? Of course, I know the disruptive nature of Cristiano Ronaldo in the dressing room. What happened, that interview with Piers Morgan. He's a big Arsenal fan, by the way, so I'm not surprised that he did such an interview with the Manchester United player. They have always been our arch rivals, so well done, Piers. Really well done. He took a global brand away from Manchester United, and he made sure that there was no harmony at Man United with Cristiano Ronaldo there. Now, I think Piers has a point, but his assertions and points are actually wide off the mark. This is it. I think Arsenal needed pedigree. I think Arsenal needed experience. I think Arsenal needed a winning mentality. And I think Arsenal needed someone who had actually done it. Okay. We needed that. Did we have it? No. Right? I think the players in Jorginho, players like Partey, the players that have any kind of silverware, they've not won that silverware under immense pressure like we were when Manchester City were, breathing down our throat. I don't think Jorginho has won. Look, the Euros, maybe. I mean, the Euros were something to remember. The English thinking they would win it at Wembley. They didn't eventually. But I don't remember Jorginho having that, pressure to win the title like we were. Partey as well with Atletico Madrid. I'm not really sure if Partey really won the Spanish La Liga, the first edition, right? The first edition with Diego Simeone, but I'm not sure he did. I'm really not sure he did, right? So we lacked winners, and we lacked players that could, take us over the line through such turbulent times. That is absolutely true. But Ronaldo, was he the guy? You look at our system. You look at the way everyone works hard. You look at how everybody has improved. I think one thing that we always forget, and one thing that people don't see in this Arsenal side, is we are young. We are a very young side. So everyone is working so hard because the blood is still fresh, the muscles are still fresh, and the bones are still young. And Ronaldo is no longer that. So for me, bringing Ronaldo at Arsenal, maybe it could have taken us a little bit further, closer to Manchester City, but I don't think it wins us the Premier League. Unless if you told me that you get me Kevin De Bruyne, Ilkay Gundogan, and maybe Bruno Fernandes, and maybe because for me, Harry Kane last season would win Arsenal the Premier League, and Cristiano Ronaldo wouldn't. And Harry Kane has never won anything in his life apart from with Spurs, obviously. Like he's not won any silverware with Spurs. But I think he would have won Arsenal, and he wins Arsenal the league if we get him, as compared to Cristiano Ronaldo. But Piers Morgan, big Ronaldo fan, big Arsenal fan, he says his man would have won Arsenal the Premier League because of pedigree, experience, and the winning mentality, and the I have been there effect.